data will be reflected, in this on this date, and it can be applied and used across the whole report for different purposes like progress metrics, activity DNA, progress curve. I don't know about you, but this is phenomenal. It is something that we always wanted in planning, maybe are starting out, so you are not sure if it is something unique or not. But if you are a planning engineer who has been working for a few years, that's amazing. And so here is a question for you. Which of the following should be mainly used in project control? Primavera, Power BI, or earned value and CPM? You have 20 seconds. Okay, so the correct answer is earned value and CPM, um, because Power BI is a software, right? Primavera is another software, and the software doesn't make magic on its own. If you don't know about total float or earned value, Primavera will be useless. If you can prepare Gantt chart and you don't know about total float or critical path, like it's useless. You have to gain the knowledge before you use the software. Primavera and Power BI are new softwares. Earned value and CPM are theories that have been around since the 1980s. It's long enough. So let's recap of benefits of Power BI. For companies, it can reduce the number of full-time planning engineers. If you are a Power BI user, you can tell your company you don't have to hire 5 planning engineers like what most companies do. They hire expensive, qualified planning engineers. You can tell them you only need one planning engineer who is Power BI user, the way I showed you, because you typically you hire planning engineers for analysis and report preparation. But what if all of that is automated, right? So maybe you can negotiate with them a better salary because you can add value, right? You can complete reports in seconds. And here is something cool as well. I almost forgot about it. Like you can do a lot in Power BI. So I have here my project layout, and I can go to each floor, so I can see the progress status, progress photo, and also the status. You can replace that with whatever you want. It's only a demo. You can go to third floor. You can see all the information. You can prepare Gantt chart, automated Gantt chart. You don't have to prepare it manually. You can analyze any area in the project with a click of a button, because I coded the process. So typically, when you want to analyze planned versus actual, uh, you assign baseline, you go to resources histogram, you copy data, you paste it in Excel. So there is a process. So we just code this process, right? You will have all your planning work in one layout, one location, using one tool. If you realize I did not use Primavera, I did everything I want using one tool, which is Power BI. It's one location. I don't use 10 Excel sheets. It's one layout. I just navigate to different report sections with one click in the same layout. So you have everything in one place. And there is one article on my website. It's called The Power of One. Why is it so valuable? So maybe read it if you are interested. don't have to worry about validating Excel formulas, errors, missing or typing errors, uh, calculations. When you prepare a report, you can connect your drawings with progress data and the progress photos. You will not waste the time importing XCR files. It's actually bad practice because sometimes you actually, when you import too many files, it's time wasting it, right? And also sometimes you are referring to the wrong XCR file. In some cases, you copied one file, you applied, like you changed the file, you continue to refer to that file. I have made this mistake. It is not good practice actually to do so. You don't have to browse reports on your PC to find the information you need. You you can extract data from the model and prepare complete presentation in seconds. Everything I showed you, like when you have in your presentation, concrete performance. Okay, one click, concrete, have the whole dashboard or report, indicators, all updated for concrete. And that's it. Your presentation is ready. You can also export all Power BI files into PowerPoint. So there is an option. You can export it to PowerPoint, which I think it's amazing for planning engineers. You can create systems and complete tasks on autopilot. Like I never used a calculator. You can create themes that save a lot of time on report formatting. If you can see my report, it's really consistent. The same colors, color grade, the same font size, font style. It's like a theme. I don't actually do any formatting. I define the theme, like I tell Power BI for charts, I want to have the chart title with this font size, font type, color. I want to have the chart colors in this way or for this grade. Like I design the whole theme. And when I prepare the report, like it's all done for me. You can impress stakeholders and build a powerful brand in front of clients. You will provide massive value to the team toward project success. You can have all answers in a progress meeting immediately on the spot, like as I showed you. When there is a confusion, when there is an issue, sometimes a planning engineer will not have all answers, right? So they are saying something about concrete performance 2 weeks ago. Okay, a planning engineer might say, I have to go back and check. Or sometimes the contractor will say, or subcontractor, I have managed that. We are okay, right? So you can access the information. You only need PC. You don't need internet connection, by the way. And you tell them, no, you did not do any progress. And you request the participants to discuss the issue further and not close it, because that's the way you add value to the project, because you are the only one as a planning engineer who has access to the variance analysis, to the progress status. A project manager might know that block work is accomplished up to floor 10, but is it good or bad? You have this answer. You can attach Power BI reports with your CV. If you are really good in Power BI, you can, like attach all the reports. You can also um, provide the link of the dashboard. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, so after the webinar, I'm gonna share with you the dashboard on the web. You don't have to install Power BI, but you can still access my whole report on the web and analyze it. And when you share like this link with your CV, a planning manager will access the dashboard and they can see your work, which is unique. Not many people do that, which is really valuable, I believe, for career growth. Because mastering P6 is not enough. You will avoid preparing progress reports manually. You don't have to worry about workload and meeting deadlines because most of your time will be spent on analyzing and adding value to the project. Power BI is free for the most part. Power BI is not meant for project control. Primavera is meant for planning. It means that it's designed and developed in a way to serve planning engineers. You can add one column for total float, SPI, earned value, and it will be shown for you. You don't have to code anything, like everything is done for you. It is meant for planning engineers. Power BI is not meant for planning engineers. It is meant for data analytics. It is an area where many people pursue a whole career, and it's a different, specialized area. Okay, it has its own principles, concepts, but these are the foundations which Power BI is based upon: data normalization, cardinality, data models, cross-filter direction, snowflake schemas, primary and foreign keys. So if you don't know about that, you have to educate yourself about data analytics first. The same way you have to educate yourself about total float, earned value before you use Primavera, right? Because that's the foundation. So you have to understand data analytics principles before you use Power BI, because that's the common mistake. And many people contact me, they are unhappy about the results they are getting in Power BI. Why they don't get the results they want? It's because they don't have the concepts, right? They have so many duplications, they have so many errors. Okay, based on what I said, what is your level in data analytics? That's our final question before we move into Q&A. Okay, majority are weak and average, which is okay because, as I said, we don't learn that in college. It's not a part of our job. But if you wanna take your career to the next step, and if you wanna really stand out from competition, you have to learn data analytics. What is data analytics? What do I mean here? As a planning engineer, you have sometimes thousands of activities. Okay. Each activity has many attributes: actual start, planned start, actual finish, earned value, activity percentage complete, all of that, labor units, budget, total cost, like a lot of attributes. Some of these attributes change every week, like activity percentage complete or earned value. So data analytics is the science and the art of managing and dealing with huge sets of data. That's in a nutshell. Your gift. I promised with a gift. Um, okay. So I cannot teach planning in 1 hour, but I want to introduce you to the possibilities, and I'm gonna give you something to help you, improve in your career. I'm gonna share with you some templates if you don't have them already, dashboard templates, and I'm gonna share everything in Excel so you can edit it and use it for your own project. So it's gonna be ready. It will not overwhelm you. Activity tracker, plan strategy, change log, cash flow, KPIs. It's almost everything I have. Detailed finishes, dashboard, planned versus actual, visualizer, chart, curve, variance analysis, workflow chart. I'm gonna share with you also the list of the most commonly used Excel formulas in project control. Some of them are advanced. If you don't know about them, you can check Excel Helper, or exceljet.net. So there is no excuse, just to go over these formulas and try to understand them. I'm gonna share with you full weekly report template, complete XCR file with all relationships and logic and resources, assignments, cost loaded, like it's complete constraints, WBS. You can use it for your easy reference. Project logs, PowerPoint templates for progress presentations, complete extension of time claim with Primavera analysis, with the narrative, like with everything. How can you receive your gifts? After the webinar, I'm gonna send you the recording. Your gift is inside the email. So maybe you are not interested in the recording, for example, but you have to open the email anyway because it has your gift and the dashboard link. Your certificate, I promised that participants will receive a certificate of completion. So that's how it will look like. I'm gonna send you an email, but allow until end of tomorrow. Okay, we will prepare it. My assistant will prepare it and send it to the participants by end of tomorrow. You will have download link inside the email. When you open the link, it will look like that. So you go here and download your certificate. I am pretty active on LinkedIn. So if you are not following me, if you don't want to miss any update or content, um, you can follow me on LinkedIn. I'm gonna type my LinkedIn profile in the chat box right now. So that's my LinkedIn profile. And there is also 3-day course. It's a recorded course. It's free. So I provided the link right now, so you can sign up. It has a lot of value. Okay, so let's take some questions. Right. So I know that I don't want to many people like are complimenting the gifts. I don't want to waste the time replying to everyone, but I truly appreciate it. Muhammad, you are welcome. Muhammad, Wahidi, and Dennis, you are welcome. Kenneth and Muhammad Mursaleen, Muhammad Asim, Najam, Benjamin, Ayub, Abdulrahman, Muhammad Zafar, Azhar, thank you very much, and everyone else who wrote kind words for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the questions. So my assistant highlighted all questions for me, so I can go over one by one. From Safite, is this personal application? No, it's public software. It's a Power BI. It's a Microsoft software. From Rajiv, please show the data from where it is taken. It's a process. Okay, so how how do you connect the data? There are two ways. The first way is intermediate application. There is no native integration between Primavera and Power BI. There is a native integration between Power BI or Primavera and Excel, right? Because you can export and import back and forth with Excel. So there is native integration. But there is no native integration between Primavera and Power BI. So the first option to connect data is to use intermediate application that has native integration with Primavera and the native integration with Power BI. So it is like intermediate because Excel do both. Second option is ODBC, Open Database Connectivity. You can connect directly to the database. It has disadvantages. It can make you confused if you don't know what you are doing. And if I show you data right now, it will not make sense, right? Because you don't, maybe some of you don't know data analytics. So if I show you the data and tell you, okay, that's my primary and the foreign keys, like you don't know what is primary and foreign keys, you know, so the maybe we'll have separate session about that. From Nazim, where does source of data stored? I answered this question. Muhammad, after we finish work on Primavera, we exported to it. I explained the two ways we connect to Power BI. From Muhammad, as it is from Microsoft, wouldn't it be better if we learn Microsoft project or no need? There is no need. Because if you will use Excel, there is a way to get what you want from Microsoft project and dump it into Excel, and the model will uh, operate itself. It's like all about triggers, right? So if you want to show SPI, for example, it doesn't matter what the source is. There is a trigger which will fire out when there is like an order, you know. From Swabir, who is responsible to provide the project baseline and how it will be integrated with Power BI? Um, Planning engineer will have access to the baseline. From Anos, how can we export a file from Primavera to Power BI? I explained. I know it's a popular question, so I explained that already. Okay. Do we have any more questions?